All right, so we're going to start our unit on polynomials, and throughout this unit, there's going to be several things that we do with these. And basically, we start with our simple ones, add, subtract, and then we go into multiplying, and then we'll just branch out from there as the weeks go on. Okay. All right, so a lot of adding and subtracting is just simply combining like terms. That's what it says right here. Okay. The only difference is a lot of times whenever we were combining like terms, we just had a simple, without the parentheses, without anything, any distributing things of that nature. Okay. So this is going to add all of that back in for us. Okay. Couple of things. We've got addition example and a subtraction example. Let me see if I can zoom a little bit here. Okay. All right. So the addition sign doesn't change anything. So remember, there's always an understood one outside the parentheses. But if I were to distribute that one, it's not going to change anything at all. So everything is just going to stay the same when we do that. Okay. So from there, I'm just going to combine my like terms. Now, standard form, you want your largest exponent term first. Okay, so I'm just going to look here. I'm going to do it just the way it's written first, and then we'll come back and talk about that. So 11x minus 5x is 6x. And then negative x squared plus 2x squared is positive 1x squared. And then 13 minus 23 is negative 10. So that's the way it's written, just written out. However, in standard form, they would put that x squared first. So that's what I need us to get in the habit of doing. Okay. Make sure you keep your signs with the numbers as you go. All right, so the only one that's different is here whenever we have that subtraction, okay? Because that does change the problem. Hold on a second. Try to make that a little, okay. All right, so that's the first part will still stay the same because there was nothing to distribute there. That's going to become a minus 7x, a minus 3x squared, and a minus 1, okay? And now we're going to combine like terms. So I am going to start doing this in the proper way with my highest exponent first. Okay, so 4x squared minus 3x squared is just 1x squared. You can put the 1, but the 1's understood. And then 5x minus 7x, so these are together, is negative 2x. And then we're just going to bring down that minus 1. Okay, so I didn't do all of these in class, of course. Talk about that. I don't do every single example that's on your notes, but I will do a great deal of them today in the video. Okay. All right, so again, if it's a plus, everything stays the same. Once we get there, we can just combine like terms. X plus 4x is 5x, and 5 minus 7 is minus 2. Again, plus, everything stays the same. I won't rewrite this every single time. We'll start just talking about this here in a minute without having to rewrite it. All right, so k squared plus k squared is going to give me 2k squared. Negative 4k plus 9k is going to give me positive 5k. And then 7 minus 3 is positive 4. All right, another plus. Okay, so I'll write this one out, and this will be the last one I write out. So the first one stays the same, and so does the second one. All right, and then we're going to combine. There are no w cubes, so that just stays there. Then we've got negative 2w squared plus 3w squared, which is positive 1w squared. There's no just standard w's, so minus 5 and minus 11 is minus 16. All right, and again a plus, so this will be the last one that I'll write out. 9x and 3x is 12x. Negative 5y and 2y is negative 3y. And then we're just going to bring this minus 7 down. Okay. All right. So if it is a plus again, I'm not going to necessarily write it out. We're just going to talk about how that stays the same like it does here. So if I have, you can go in order. Okay. I've got 8 plus negative 15, which is going to give me negative 7. I've got negative p squared plus p squared, and those are going to cancel. And then I've got 5p plus negative 4p, which is 1p. But they would want this in standard form, which is going to be the p first minus 7 second. Okay, 6a squared, no more of those. A's, we've got minus 5a plus a, which is minus 4a, and then minus 4a minus 5a is minus 9a plus 3a cubed. So in standard form, that 3a cubed is going to go first, and that's what we would have. Okay, now, oh, hold on, take a second for it to zoom correctly for me. All right, now starting with 19 and 20 here. Okay, we've got our negatives. All right, so again, I will take a few of these and I will distribute those out so that you can see what we're talking about. Okay, so that x squared plus 17x stays. That becomes a minus 3x squared and a minus 5x. Okay, so x squared minus 3x squared is negative 2x squared, and 17x minus 5x is plus 12x. Okay, same thing here. First part stays the same, minus 9r plus 11s. 5r minus 9r is negative 4r. Minus 2s plus 11s is plus 9s. Okay, with the negatives, y'all, a lot of you probably need to get in the habit of still distributing that to see it, because that's going to be a minus 4c and because a lot of times y'all are forgetting to distribute to that second one. Okay, so 4c minus 4c, those do cancel, and negative 11 minus 11 more is negative 22. Okay. All right. So 3m squared plus 7m minus 1 minus 1m squared minus 2m plus 5. Okay. 3m squared minus m squared is 2m squared. 7m minus 2m is 5m. And negative 1 plus 5 is plus 4. All right, a couple more of these. Then we'll switch to the second set that we did on this. Okay, so again, everything, first part stays the same. That becomes a minus 15, a minus 8v, and a minus v squared. So v squareds are going to be first. Okay, so negative v squared minus another v squared is going to be a negative 2v squared. 7v minus 8v is going to be negative 1v. And then 14 minus 15 is going to be negative 1. The lighting's playing around with me in here, y'all, so it's kind of tricky. Sorry. All right. 8x minus 3y minus 2y plus 13 minus 5x. Combine those like terms. 8x minus 5x is going to give me 3x. Negative 3y minus 2y is going to give me 1y, and then the plus 13 will stay. All right, sum here would be add. All right, so we're going to add these together. So 8p squared minus 2p squared will be 6p squared. Negative 2p, you don't have anything to put that with, so it's going to stay there. And then 15 plus 11 is 26, minus 1 is 25. And then on the last one of these, you're subtracting here, but you're subtracting this from this. So you're starting with this, and then you're subtracting the 2w squared minus 5w plus 10. Okay? So it's going to be w cubed. That one stays there. And then 6w squared minus 2w squared is 4w squared. You don't have and then minus a minus 5w, that's going to turn into a positive 5w. See, now the sun's going down. It's just messing me up over here. Okay. And then minus 2 minus, that's a positive 10. So negative 2 minus 10 is going to be negative 12. Okay. So that was the ones that we did on just adding and subtracting. Again, combining like terms, just be careful with those negatives. Okay. Then we shifted gears and went to the multiplication. Okay. And when we did the multiplication, we did a monomial times a binomial or a polynomial in general. Okay, and we started talking at the beginning about our product rule from our exponent rule. So remember, if it was x to the a times x to the b, it ended up you were adding your exponents. And that is very important, y'all. And the other thing y'all are forgetting are those understood ones. And I talked about that. If you don't see it and you need to see it, then you need to write it. So like right here, there's an understood 1 as the exponent on both of these x's. Okay, get there. All right, so what that means is when I do x times x plus x times 4, these ones right here are going to be added. It's going to be x squared plus 4x. Okay, so x times x is x squared. That is very important throughout this entire unit. Okay, and again, I will write out the multiplication on the first few, and then we will just start doing it as we talk through it. So 5m cubed goes to 3m squared minus 5m cubed times m minus 5m cubed times 7. Now notice I just kept my signs here. Even though it's with the m, I just moved it to the front. It's with the 7, I just moved it to the front and put that 5m in there, okay? So this is going to give me 15m to the 5th because 3 plus 2 is 5 minus 5m to the 4th because there's an understood 1 minus 35m cubed because there were no m's to put that with, but those 3 do still have to be there. Okay? Not okay. There we go. All right. So moving right along. Okay, same thing. We're going to distribute. K times k minus k times 9 is going to give me k squared because we're adding those ones minus, y'all don't say k9. It's 9k. That coefficient goes in the front. Okay. All right, so it's going to be 9a times a plus 9a times 1. So that is 9a squared plus 9a. Understood ones. We're adding those. All right, so negative 6p times p to the 4th. I'm going to put that minus there, and then that's minus 6p times negative 8. Okay, so this is negative 6p to the 5th. And these two negatives, when you multiply, are going to turn into a positive 48p. Three C5 times negative 2c plus 3c5 times negative 5. I made that plus and then a minus. Okay, so that's going to give me negative 6c6 because of the 1 minus 15c5. Now, you could put plus negative 15c5, but the EOC won't have it written that way. It will definitely be just a minus sign there. I think I mentioned that to a few of y'all today in class. All right. Okay, so from here forward, we're just going to start distributing and adding our exponents and seeing what we got. Okay, so I'm going to do negative 4g squared times 2g squared. So negative 4 times 2 gives me negative 8g cubed. That understood 1. And then negative 4 times 7 gives me negative 28, and that g squared stays. X times x squared is x cubed. X times negative x is negative x squared because you're adding your ones. And x times 3 is 3x. Exponent rules is all we're applying here, y'all. Multiplication, so that's negative 3n cubed plus 6n squared minus 24n. Negative 12x6 plus 24x5 minus 36x4. Just remember, positive times a negative is a negative. Negative times a negative is a positive. All right, so then start with 9 through 14. We're just going to throw in a second variable there, but it's all still attached, so we're going to do it the same way. Okay, so when I do p squared q3 to p5 q4, you're just going to add. So that's going to be p7 q5 minus, and these are ones, so that's p3 q4. And you can't put those together because they're not alike. Same thing here. So 3x to x squared is 3x cubed, and that y just stays. 3x to x is 3x squared. That y and that y becomes y squared. And then 3x, and then y and y squared is y cubed. All right, multiplying, add your exponents, y'all. Multiplying, add your exponents. I'm just going to go through these last four pretty quick. Just if you want to pause the video here and go through them yourself and then come back and check, you are more than welcome to do that. Okay, so again, work those out on your own and then come back and check if you wish. All right, so now we're going to do the same exact thing, except for when we're done doing the first step, we're not quite done with the problem, okay? So I'm going to start right here by distributing. So negative 2x times 3x is going to give me negative 6x squared plus 8x, and then I'm going to bring down the plus 7x. And now what you're going to see is we have like terms here. So we've got to combine those to our final answer. Okay, and no different over here. So you're just going to start with your distributive property. So that's going to be negative 35w squared plus 15w. Now that goes there. And then over here, the negative 2w is going to go. So that's going to be minus 26w plus 18w cubed. And now we're going to combine like terms. Remember, we are still trying to write these in standard form. So I see my cube is my biggest one. It's going to go first. I don't have any more squared, so that's going to go second. And then I'm going to combine 15 minus 26 and get negative 11w. Okay. All right, and then on the second side of that, just some more examples up here. Taking our time. Make sure we're distributing properly, okay? So that y, that negative y, so that's y squared plus 4y minus y squared plus 3y minus 9y. So we're going to see our y squareds cancel. 4y plus 3y is 7y minus 9y is going to give me negative 2y. And again, y'all, pause, whatever you need to do. Don't just copy. Make sure you're comprehending what we're doing here. And I'm going to do 19 and 20. I'm going to skip down and I'm going to knock out 24 and 26. Okay, so I'm not going to do every single one of these. All right, so let's do again. Here we go. So that's going to be 12xy. You can go yx minus 8x squared y squared plus 13x squared y squared minus 6. So the ones that are alike here are right here. So the 12xy is going to be first plus 5x squared y squared minus 6. That is a 12. I'll mark through that one, but that's a 12 right there. Sorry. Okay, distribute here, 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 here. All right, so these cancel. So that's 9m squared plus 3m minus 12. All right. Okay, so let's look at 22, and then we'll look at 24 and 26. Okay, so 22. If you notice, there are 3 different things we're going to have to do here. Okay, so that's going to give me 8x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 20x squared. And then this one's going to give me a negative x to the 4th, a negative 5x cubed, and a positive 3x. And then just bring down that plus 17. All right, so 8x4 minus x4 is 7x to the 4th. 4x cubed minus 5x cubed is negative 1x cubed. I don't see any more squares. I don't see any more x's. And I don't see any more numbers. So there we go. All right. And then I said I'd do 24 because 24 looks a little complicated. We're going to start inside our brackets right here. Okay. So that 2a squared is going to stay. This is going to become negative 15ab and positive 10b squared. Okay, and you're going to see that even within there, once I did that, there's nothing that's not A. There's nothing I can put together in here. A squared, AB, B squared, nothing I can put together in there. So now we're going to take that 4B and we're going to distribute it. So that's going to give me 8A squared B minus 60, sorry, I didn't distribute, minus 60A B squared plus 40 b cubed and then plus 29ab squared. So when I finally get to my answer, I've got a minus 60 here and a plus 29. So it should be 8a squared b minus 31ab squared plus 40b cubed. Okay, none of those are alike. All right, so the last one we did in class, we didn't do the trapezoid. We skipped that one and we just did the area of shaded region. So remember, area of shaded region, I'm going to find the outside area first. So I'm going to do 6x times 8x minus 1. And that's going to give me 48x squared minus 6x. Then I'm going to do the inside. So that's going to give me 2x times 5x plus 3, which is going to give me 10x squared plus 6x. Okay, so here's what I've got. And in order to just get the shaded part, I need to take this white one away from the gray one. So when I do that and I distribute my negative, that gives me a negative 10x squared and a negative 6x. So 48x minus 10 squared minus 10x squared is going to be 38x squared. And negative 6 minus 6 more is going to give me a negative 12x. Okay, a lot of times people forget to distribute. They just put a minus sign there without the parentheses. And what that's going to do, y'all, is it's going to eliminate your 6x's and make your answer wrong. Okay, you do have to distribute, and that does give you that negative. All right, so that was today's lesson on adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Like I said, pause, rewind. You can go do some of the ones that haven't been done and check those if you want to.